fine. I stole the toy. But I only did it. I should have done it. I was using a fake voice earlier.
Oh.
I'm an elf. I forgot I was an elf.
All right. Oh, and I'm Santa.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Ding dongs.
I stole.
You're silly.
I stole the toy. I only did it because I wanted to impress my pediatrician.
Every time there's a holiday miracle, I sing my favorite Christmas song, Jingle Forks. Jingle forks, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open starship.
Merry Christmas, Santa!
Okay, here we go.
Okay, this is great.
Right?
Yeah.
Give me an adjective.
Flamboyant.
Flamboyant. Really making your cue card guys work. Pet name.
Winston.
Wow, that was really fast. Nickname for a kid.
Jimmy Bill Bob.
That's a nickname for a kid?
Yeah, Jimmy Bill Bob.
Type of profession.
Late night host.
What would you shout if you stubbed your toe? Falafel! Give me a number.
6801.
Gosh. Give me a made-up fact about chickens.
They can fly.
2 words that rhyme.
Fallon, Talon.
That doesn't make the whole thing about me. Type of food.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'll let you go with that one.
What? No.
No, I have
This
to
is
do
no
it.
game. It's fun. It's John Cena
Okay,
saying any
ballpark
food.
hot dog.
Ballpark hot dog. It's the most interesting answers I've ever played. Type of drink.
A Rob Roy.
What?
Manhattan.
I know what that is, but no kid knows what a Rob Roy is.
They do now. Rob Roy
Rob
for
Roy
everyone.
for everyone here. Rob Roy is great. A verb ending in ing.
Begrudging? No, that's it. Begrudgingly? No. Running.
Running. Very good.
I
Running.
had to go basic. I was trying to go complicated.
Advice that you would give a shy teenager.
Stay golden, pony boy.
These are the best answers ever. Stay golden, pony boy. Oh my gosh. Another good reference. Oh my gosh. Body part.
Perineum.
I'm gonna have to give my cue card guy mouth to mouth after the perineum.
Well, I can't. I mean, that's you want to go medical on that.
No, perineum. Is that something?
No, it's the space between.
Okay, gotcha. Oh my. That's not what that song is about. That's not what that song is about.
That is for me.
No, it is not.
So Dave Matthews
That's
speaks
not
to
what it's
me.
about. That's not what it's about. Oh my gosh.
Here we are.
No, I know. This is great. Object.
Protractor.
A plural noun.
Puppies.
Puppies. Plural animals.
Dragons.
What would you say if you found out you got an A+ on your chemistry test?
Teacher, my name's not Dave.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
I would never.
All right, we're almost done. Give me a color.
Sea breeze.
Sea breeze is a color. I gotta get my Crayola set. Another profession.
WWE superstar.
Hey.
Couple of fans in the house.
Yeah. 2 more. Another body part.
Can I say anus?
No. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can
It's a
say
part.
it. And a verb.
Jump.
There you go. Perfect. All right. We filled it out. We are ready for our scene. I'm going to hand this into the computer. And then They're going to go on the cue cards. Are you ready to perform our scene?
Let's do this!
Yes, let's go! I love Christmas. It's the most flamboyant time of the year. Hey, what's wrong?
There's something I have to tell you, Winston.
What is it, Jimmy Bilbao? I'm your brother and your best late night host. You can tell me anything.
Well, this isn't easy, but here it goes. I don't believe in Santa Claus.
Falafel!
Hey, I understand why you would react that way. We've been writing Santa letters every day for the past 6801 decades.
This is more shocking than when I found out chickens can fly. What made you stop believing?
All I wanted for Christmas was the most popular toy everyone had. The Fallon talent. I left Santa a plate of ballpark hot dogs and a glass of Rob Roy. But on Christmas morning, there was nothing under the tree. So I ran to my room and started running.
Little bro, I'm gonna tell you the same thing Dad used to tell me every night before bed.
Yeah? What is that?
Stay golden, boy. Stay golden, pony boy.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Look, all you have to do is look deep within your perineum. Perineum. You remember Dad used to say that as well. You gotta look deep. For the Holy Spirit. Come on, man. You can do it.
You're right, brother. The holidays are magical. Decorating the Christmas protractor, hanging the puppies on the mantle, and spending time with all my dragons. I believe again. There is a Santa Claus.
Teacher, my name's not Dave!
You know, the best part about believing in Santa is getting to sing my favorite song with you.
You sure you don't want to do it by yourself?
Wait,
what is the song?
Rudolph, the Seabreeze Nose WWE Superstar. Man,
That is my favorite song. Let's sing. Rudolph, the Seabreeze Nose WWE Superstar, had a very shiny anus. And if you ever say it, jump and say it, jumped and sing. Go run your room. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Going to 133.15, Boeing 747. New York Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747, 16,800 feet. Climb and maintain flight level 300, Boeing 747.
For almost 70 years, the Soviet Union was a superpower that was virtually unmatched when it came to mechanical might. They invested in many experimental designs to prove their power to the world, but some vehicles that emerged from the socialist state were jaw-dropping, but for all the wrong reasons. From fortresses with wings to screw-propelled trucks and even flying saucers, no Soviet design was too much or too mad. So buckle up and brace yourselves, because we're about to take a look at some of the craziest Soviet vehicles that you won't believe are real. The 2B1 Oka. In the Soviet Union, the idea of bigger is always better was made pretty clear from the creation of the 2B1 Oka. This very, well-endowed experimental artillery model was designed back in 1957, just as the Cold War was beginning to heat up. America had recently rolled out their atomic anti-mortar, which fired huge 280mm atomic shells, making it a wagon that could shoot relatively small nuclear bombs. In retaliation, the Soviet military developed two self-propelled nuclear artillery systems of their own, and as you probably guessed, one of them was the utterly insane 2B1 Oka. The barrel of this cannon was a horrifying 65 feet long. For contrast, an entire Sherman tank is just 20 feet long. At this staggering size, the barrel could fire 420mm rounds that weighed a colossal 1,650 pounds apiece and could land an atomic explosion 28 miles away. Unfortunately for the Oka, its huge gun was also a huge problem. With rounds that weighed more than a grand piano, the cannon's laborious loading process meant the Oka could only fire once every 5 minutes. On top of that, the recoil of the colossal cannon was too much for the rest of the vehicle to endure. The steely chassis was damaged with every shot and would even rip the gearbox from its mountings. Thankfully, this insane design was abandoned in the 1960s when big guns made way for big missiles. But even though it was never used in combat, I bet just rolling it out was enough to give Soviet enemies a real good scare. The 1K-17 Shatya. If sci-fi movies are anything to go by, the battlefields of the future will have lasers flying in every direction. And while modern militaries are developing laser technology, there's one Soviet vehicle that's already built for a futuristic laser fight. This is the 1K-17 Shatya, also known as the Soviet laser tank. It was developed back in the 1970s, although it wasn't built to burn holes through the enemy. The array of 13 lasers on top of the tank chassis focused a powerful light source through synthetically grown rubies, with each one weighing a staggering 66 pounds. When the array was fired in pulses, the Shatya could destroy the optical sensors on enemy vehicles and missiles, and even cause immediate blindness when fired at enemy troops. Now that's what I call ultimate laser tag. But this otherworldly weapon never entered service for a number of very good reasons. Firstly, rubies that are heavier than a large microwave oven are not cheap to produce. And secondly, it would have violated the Geneva Convention's protocol on blinding laser weapons if it was ever used in an anti-infantry role. Like war wasn't bad enough, using this would have landed them with a lot of powerful enemies. So it's a good thing that when the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, any plans of mass laser tank production fell with it. Okay, I want to do a quick poll. If you had the choice between a 65-foot gun of the Oka or the lasers of the Geneva Convention breaking Shatya, which would you rather fire? For the enormous Oka, hit that like button. And for the blinding Shatya, set your sights on that subscribe button. Can't choose? Then hit both. Alright, now where were we? The Svenno Project. In the 1930s, a little over a decade since the end of the First World War, Soviet Russia realized that the skies would be the battlegrounds of the future. So it began developing experimental aircraft just in case a Second World War started. Spoiler alert, it did. Now, Russia was ready to take to the air, but one of the vehicles they created looked more like a flying circus than a military machine. The Spheno project, also called the Chain Link project, involved a bomber that had been specially modified not to carry bombs, but smaller fighter planes. It was an out-of-the-box plan to save fuel on the front lines, as bombers were much more fuel-efficient than the smaller fighters. After takeoff, the fighters docked with the carrier while in flight by using some special fastenings. And once they were all strapped down, the bomber flew them off into the fight and refueled them on the way. Each of these amazing motherships could carry up to 5 fighters, and each fighter was loaded up with around 1,000 pounds of bombs. So if you saw one of these things on the horizon, you knew you were in for a whole swarm of trouble. Even though these creative craft were used successfully at the beginning of World War II, the Spheno project wasn't.
Can you say for certain that we won't face social restrictions before Christmas?
I said, I think many times now, that I think that this Christmas will be considerably better than last Christmas, with the possible exception for the county lines drugs gangs that we intend to roll up today. I think that what we're doing is responding to the pandemic. We were the first country in the world to take decisive measures to tackle Omicron. If you remember, we put about 10 countries immediately onto the red list, and we said that anybody coming from any country in the world would have to quarantine for a couple of days. We're now said, I think many times.
Social restrictions before Christmas?
I said, I think many times now, that I think that this Christmas will be considerably better than last Christmas, with the possible exception for the county lines drugs gangs that we intend to roll up today. I think that what we're doing is responding to the pandemic. We were the first country in the world to take decisive measures to tackle Omicron. If you remember, we put about 10 countries immediately onto the red list, and we said that anybody coming from any country in the world would have to quarantine for a couple of days. We're now going further and toughening those measures up as we see the spread of Omicron around the world. But I think what we need to do, everyone, just for everybody to understand, I don't think that we need to change the overall guidance and advice we're giving about Omicron in this country. We're still waiting to see exactly how dangerous it is, what sort of effect it has in terms of deaths and hospitalizations.
Descend and maintain flight level 360 Boeing 747.
Hello and welcome to the Met Office forecast for the week ahead. We'll start the week with a named storm, Storm Bara, expected to bring widespread disruptive wind on Tuesday and into Wednesday, as well as a spell of hill snow for northern England, as well as Scotland. Then it turns, well, a little quieter later in the week, but it does stay changeable with further rain or showers. However, it will be less wet and windy compared to the next few days. Now, having said that, Storm Bara will be a different beast compared to Storm Arwen, which really was an extreme feature that affected our weather more than a week ago. Bara has been named by Met Éireann because the strongest wind gusts are likely for the Republic of Ireland. And overall, a couple of differences compared to Arwen. The first being that it's coming in from a more typical direction for a low-pressure system that affects the UK, the west or the southwest, as opposed to the north. And so those areas that were so badly affected by Arwen won't be as badly affected by this low. And the wind gusts, as well as those wind impacts, will be a notch down compared to Arwen. However, there are still likely to be impacts from the wind, the rain, and the hill snow. And initially, a cold and bright start to Tuesday in many places before it turns wet and windy from the west as the morning progresses. That heavy rain sweeping through Wales, the southwest England, into Northern Ireland, where it will fall as snow over the hills, and the rain accompanied by gales, 60 to 70, perhaps even higher mile-per-hour wind gusts for exposed western and southern coasts. Inland, 60 mile-per-hour wind gusts, so enough to cause disruption as that rain and wind move through. It's moving into cold air, so it's going to be feeling cold with the wind and the rain throughout the day. The rain replaced by blustery showers into Northern Ireland, Wales and the southwest by the end of the day, with those showers packing a punch as well, with gusty winds as well here. But for Northern England, for Scotland, well, the rain falling as snow for a time, even at lower levels, but the biggest impacts from the snow are likely over the hills, 2 to 5 centimetres above 200 metres, and even more, 10 to 20 centimetres over the higher parts of Northern England and central and southern Scotland. M74, M8, some of the higher parts of these motorways likely to be affected by falling and lying snow, and in some of the higher spots, blizzards as well as drifting of snow. So some really treacherous conditions for Northern England and Scotland during Tuesday afternoon and into the evening. By the time we get to Wednesday, Bara is still with us, but it's filling by this stage, and so still an unsettled day to come. Strong winds with gales continuing to be likely across South Wales and southwest England, 65 mile-per-hour wind gusts around exposed coasts, and a lot of showers coming in around that low, especially for the northeast and into the west and southwest. The best of any shelter, I think, East Anglia, the southeast, parts of western Scotland, but showers likely in many places, falling as snow again over the high parts of northern UK, and feeling cold in that wind with the showers rattling through. By the time we get to Thursday, Bara still here, but it is filling and it's likely to bring showers to eastern parts of the UK whilst it turns brighter with some sunshine emerging into the west. The winds altogether much lighter compared to previous days, still fairly blustery in western shores and out towards the east, but overall the weather is calming down. Temperatures back to around average for the time of year as well. This area of rain moves in for the end of Thursday. It's an occluded front. It pushes in from the west, but it's a fairly weak feature. That's all that's left of Storm Bara by this stage, a filling low out to the east of the UK. Now, as this band of rain clears through, it's followed by further showers into western areas. So initially a spell of rain on Friday morning, that clears, and then brighter skies with blustery showers into the west. And the winds coming in from the northwest, a cool direction, so it's not going to be a particularly warm day. Temperatures of 6 to 10 Celsius on the whole. As we end the working week, well, things quieten down for a time. I think on Friday night, likely to be a frost in places under this brief ridge of high pressure, but it is brief because the next low, pushing up towards Iceland, will bring these trailing weather fronts to the UK, a spell of rain moving in from the west and northwest on Saturday itself, but captured within this wet and windy weather, much milder feel for things with the weather now coming in from the southwest. So this weekend, rain or showers, staying changeable, also quite windy at times, particularly towards the northwest, but overall it is looking a bit milder compared to how we're seeing things over the next few days. But of course, the next few days dominated by Storm Barra. Worth paying attention to any updates to the weather forecast and weather warnings. You can find those on the Met Office website and app. And of course, follow us on social media for all the very latest. Bye-bye.
Descend and maintain flight level 360 Boeing 747.
As the world races to understand the Omicron variant, tonight the government here has tightened travel restrictions. From 4 a.m. on Monday, Nigeria will go onto the red list, and that's not all.
We have also decided to require pre-departure tests. That's for all inward travellers. That will be effective from 4 a.m. on Tuesday, and they will be required a maximum of 48 hours before the departure time.
The Health and Security Agency now believes the time between becoming infected and being able to infect others could be shorter for the Omicron variant. But some scientists who advise the government question whether these tests are the right measure.
Yes, I think it's highly debatable as to what this will achieve, because we have community-wide transmission already in the UK. We have a situation where distancing and face coverings are required in some areas, but not all walks of life. And also, of course, gatherings are not limited in any way at the moment.
The latest SAGE minutes show scientists advising the government that people should reduce contacts, for example, by working from home, that vaccine certificates could be used, and that travellers should take 2 PCR tests after arrival, not 1. But for now, across the UK, the enhanced booster programme is the main defence against this variant of undetermined threat and unclear spread.
So we have community transmission. The evidence suggests that is not yet widespread community transmission, but the nature of this virus, the transmissibility of it, means that I would expect to see more cases, perhaps significantly more cases, in the days ahead.
Despite that, the appetite for government cutting back on any more freedoms was limited as people chose their Christmas trees in Hertfordshire today.
We've got to get on with our lives. We faced 2 years of this now.
I think they're absolutely right, and they should protect the economy.
With this new variant, do you think they're being tough enough with the restrictions?
No, I haven't. Again, they've left it too late.
It will take a couple more weeks of gathering data on Omicron to know which was the right approach to have taken now. Carl Dinnan, ITV News, Hertfordshire.
13.2 Boeing 747. New York Center Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is passing flight level tree 65, descending flight level tree 60. 134.15, Boeing 747. Washington Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is passing flight level tree 65, descending flight level tree 60. Descend and maintain flight level tree 60, Boeing 747. Descend and maintain flight level tree 60, Boeing 747. Going to 120.65, Boeing 747. Washington Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is passing flight level tree 65, descending flight level tree 60. Descend and maintain flight level tree 60 Boeing 747. descend and maintain flight level tree 60 Boeing 747. 133.2 Boeing 747. Washington Center Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is passing flight level tree 65 descending flight level tree 60. .675 for Boeing 747. Washington Center Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 flight level tree 60. 127.9er, 25 Boeing 747. Washington Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747 flight level tree 60. One two 1.675 for Boeing 747. Washington Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747 is passing flight level tree 60, descending flight level tree 60. Going to 135.4 Boeing 747. Washington Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747 flight level tree 60. Boeing 747 have the traffic. Boeing 747 have the traffic. Descend and maintain flight level 270 Boeing 747. .75 for Boeing 747. Washington Center Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is passing flight level 345 descending flight level 270. Descend and maintain 17,000 feet. Boeing 747. One tree, 2.55 for Boeing 747. Washington Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is passing flight level 240, descending 17,000 feet. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Boeing 747. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors. ILS runway 5 approach. Boeing 747. Going to 123.85, Boeing 747. Washington Center, Boeing Alpha Sierra. 747 is passing 9,200 feet, descending 3,000 feet. Washington Center Boeing Alpha Sierra, 747 requesting vector to next waypoint. Turn left heading 225, Boeing 747. Descend and maintain 2,100 feet. Tower on 120.8 Boeing 747. Norfolk Tower Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 3 miles southwest inbound ILS runway 5 approach. Cleared ILS runway 5 approach Boeing 747.
2,500.
Norfolk Tower Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 is unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport. $500. 400. 300. 200. 30.